Hey guys, welcome back to the Vid-Bits. My name's Brian, aka Pops, and I'm hanging out with you, and we are back. It's continuing to celebrate the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda, which was released just a couple weeks ago, 40 years ago, on the Famicom Disk system. We are very excited to continue to celebrate this game, give it all the shine and love that it deserves, considering the fact that so many people love things that have branched off of this initial entry into the Legend of Zelda IP, and they love all those other entries, but it just seems like this initial entry doesn't get the love and shine that it always deserves. So I find myself here representing the Vid-Bits, wanting to make sure that we can represent the Legend of Zelda as best as possible and give as much love and shine to it as possible, trying to, you know, sitting in with a theme of the 40th anniversary, trying to lower our speedrun time in the 40s. Our personal best currently is 44 minutes and 3 seconds. I gotta go back and dig it out now because unfortunately it's like 5 episodes ago that we attained that. But I think the last episode we actually got a 44-minute and 4-second time, which is the second best time that we've ever attained. So I feel like maybe me not digging it out is more due to the fact that I know that we're about to get a sub 44-minute time any day now. Yesterday was pretty much the only day that we took a break since we've been trying to knock the training wheels back off. So I feel like it's definitely we're definitely on the verge of it happening. So I appreciate everybody that's been coming by and stopping through for these. Again, we're trying to show more love for The Legend of Zelda for its 40th anniversary than Nintendo is themselves. Not to show them up, it's just I was expecting some big and huge announcements this year. You know, if anything else, some remasters of some stuff. But I digress. No matter. We're going to do the best that we can to show as much love to Zelda as possible because this franchise is amazing to me. I grew up on Legend of Zelda. I remember getting it for Easter in 1990. I was 9 years old. It was one of the best gifts I could get. I got my Nintendo for my birthday that year, and I didn't have much to play for it then, but then just a few more weeks after my birthday, Easter came, and I was blessed enough to get the shiny gold copy of The Legend of Zelda, which would become something I was infatuated with my only prior RPGs to Legend of Zelda. And you can argue whether or not it's an RPG, whatever, assuming a role of a character and trying to fulfill a quest. The only previous games that we had played, or I had played like that, was Dragon Warrior, which I got for free with my Nintendo Power subscription, and then subsequently Adventure for Atari, which is, if you want to talk about having to use your imagination, you're just taking yourself through the ride as a single pixel and hoping that you can flesh out a fantasy that you believe that you're truly in charge of. But I did. There was really a lot going on there. And funny enough, Adventure would really be the blueprint for a game like this. So, intros aside, I appreciate everybody that's hanging out. If you're not familiar with my runs, basically I do a run where I will go with it as long as I get a bomb drop within the first 5 enemies that are applicable, and then after that it pretty much will run the whole thing. There really isn't a lot of things that'll stop me from finishing the run unless I'm super far behind, but I always feel like there's something to learn in your run regardless of whether or not you are attaining your personal best. There could be one thing that you do in one room differently that could shave time on your overall, and those are very worthy lessons to learn. So, that being said, I appreciate everybody hanging out, and we are going to get started. Please like that up, hit that share button, subscribe. Again, try to get that 4,000 sub goal by the end of April this year. That will be our 4 years of anniversary of being logged onto YouTube under the Vid-Bits. We've really only created for about 3 of the 4 years because we took some breaks in the beginning, trying to figure out our identity, exactly what we wanted to do, make sure that we did quality over quantity and all that stuff. So we would really like to get to that 4,000 sub goal. I'd love to hit 3,800 today, and I know that you guys could do it. So just make sure you hit that sub, and then make sure you share to let other people know. Those are free ways to support the channel. If you're feeling super generous, we do have super chats, super stickers, and you can gift memberships, and that will help grow our community, which is a very awesome community that you will want to be a part of. So, alright guys, I got my beverage here. Chief is sleeping over there. 3-2 fun, right? Still yet to get a bomb from the second guy. He likes to hang out there, I don't know why. His job is never to give me bombs. Like I said, that's the first 5 enemies, so do a reset. Then a reset on the timer. Let me do reset, timer, go. I don't have to get bombs in one spot. Hey, what's going on, Gordon? Yes, set us up a bomb, please. Game wants to get apprehensive on the first bomb drop. It's fine. And it's funny because like there'll be people that'll come in and watch, and then they'll leave when they see me do this a couple times, and it's fine. They just don't know what this entails. And that's cool. I mean, there's some people that will do their run, and the second one thing goes wrong to knock them off their PB, they'll be done. We just started. Just started. Ran a bunch of Mario yesterday casually. Did Mario 1, 2, 3, 6 golden coins, and World for the channel, so it was a busy day. It's like 13 hours of content. So we took a day off, but the last session that we had 1 second over our PB, so I'm pretty happy with some of the routing changes I've made. I don't even know why I checked you, bud. You're not gonna have it. I was gonna say, you just don't. Reverse psychology don't work, he just ain't having it. This is just way too long. It doesn't even matter if that dude has it. Boop, boop, boop. I always say every time this doesn't happen that we were owed one of these, so obviously. I'll take very, little hesitation to a start. But like, there's other games I run, I'm like, oh, I'm not here by this part, I gotta just completely abandon this run, versus the Zelda run, I always like, I don't like to be behind the 8 ball a little bit, but when I am, it makes me feel like I can take more risks, so try to close the gap in the time. Alright, somebody decide we could play. My god, yes. I agree. I used to have specific numbers I wanted to see in all these circumstances, but now it's just like, nah, it's okay. It can be a variance. It can be from here to here or here to here. Like when I pick up the 12th heart piece, I want that to be before 22 minutes. Is it always there? No, sometimes it's 20 seconds over. It's a little patience there. Hey, Slime fan. No, it's been the 40th anniversary was a couple weeks ago, but it's a celebration. I mean, people fail to realize that just because the day itself is the 40th anniversary doesn't mean that this year really isn't the 40th anniversary. So, you know, and the United States 40th anniversary hasn't even happened yet. So I'm just getting myself ready pretty much for that. So, but also just trying to remind people that if Nintendo was going to do something about the 40th anniversary, you'd think that they would have used the Japanese date, so it just makes me wonder if anything's happening at all. Like, oh, we put ages and seasons on Nintendo Switch Online. It's like, what are you doing? Like, why isn't there something new or awesome coming out? Careful. Hey, what's up, two mobs? Woo! Yo! It's a party! Thank you for that. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Would not be a stream unless I full send some direction I shouldn't. Embarrassing. And we're embarrassed. I don't even know if the move is just to redo it or not. I need to get that thing that tells me what people are saying in chat. Like, literally tells me. I'll just use this as the warm-up game. I don't know. I don't know. What do we abandon this run chat or do we just go with it? You guys decide. You guys decide. Keep going with it, warm-up game, or abandon it. You guys don't decide, I'll decide. You guys are the watchers. You can fans decide. Up to me. I'm a whole minute behind, so if you make it up to me. I can die in 2, and it's not be an unsalvageable run. It just has to literally be in like one of the first 2 rooms. But I also have to figure that there's going to be people that are watching that just will think anything under an hour is an amazing time, and they'll be off-put by a reset. And I also said my contingency for reset, and really dying there wasn't one of them, but... Okay, outside of not getting a bomb drop in the first 5 enemies, or dying after the first 2 screens in 2, there's no resets. Or again, I would try to make up the time, but man, a minute. I can make up like 20 seconds. A minute? I don't really know what I'd be doing there, except for never picking up anything I need, and never swiping for bombs, and hoping they're always in an enemy that's in a room I have to be in. All of those things do not sound like fun. But if we do get past 2, we'll just go with it. Thank you. Thank you. Let me through there again, which is tremendous. You're not gonna backseat, but at the same time you're screaming at your monitor. Alright, fair enough. I also will, I mean, me and Braden always try to consider how we would feel if we were on the other side watching, too. And I would be, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to, like, it does make it so that it does make sense why you say speed runs, you know, because it could be more than 1, but then it could be, like, 4 really great ones, and that'd still take a 4-hour slot. Or it could be hours and hours of resets. Like, again, I haven't started the, Friday training back up yet, which will be today, because I got today and tomorrow before Friday the 13th, and you know, there's a lot of resets there, so people that watch those streams, the people that are in the know, they don't mind it, but people that are new to it probably are like, this is boring as crap, he's just resetting over and over again, because I'm like waiting for the specific seed to even try. Like, I'm waiting for that before I can even make my attempt. Come on. Yes, yes. Menuing issues. Also, like, you have to be mindful when you're coming out of a burnt area and you're coming out of a cave in the wall. Like, if you're coming out of a bush area, then you're going to be able to instantly move towards your next directive. If you're coming out of a cave, you're going to have to get out of the cave first. So it's important to know, like, what direction Link will be facing and which direction you should be moving, so you can, you know, instantly be doing that. Happy upcoming Jason Day. Yeah, it's the second of 3. The second of 3. Doing really good with those sword swipes because, like, I'm swiping preemptively and then they're waiting a second before they start moving. Okay, I'm embarrassed to the point where I just don't even know what to say. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Don't give up on me. Don't give up on me. Don't bet against me. I need to take a deep breath. I need to grab a fresh bottle of water. Give me 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And I'm gonna come back and this isn't gonna happen again. This is just... I'm just getting him out of the way. I believe it. In my heart. Okay. Mental gymnastics are over. Yeah, I can do speedruns of Link to the Past. I can just do vanilla. Just vanilla. Just, you know, the regular one. It's probably going to be like about 4 hours. You know, so it's not the best. I know how to sequence break it and stuff. Alright. If I was in the market for milking these streams for views, I would just keep doing this first 15 minutes over and over and over again. Because I'll watch the views pick up on the beginning part, and people will watch me do like the first 10-15 minutes, and then they'll either stick around for the whole thing, or they'll leave. And then if I die, and I have to do the first 15 minutes again, then I get the same type of traction for the first 15 minutes I'm streaming with the views, but then, again, it won't pick up that much during the entirety of the rest of the run because they're just in. It's just weird, because I'm sure there's people, because I've watched these videos before, where somebody will say they're going to do something, and you're watching it, and you're thinking it's live, and it's a pre-record, and they're never going to do the thing that you're waiting for them to do. They'll count down whatever, and you'll just keep waiting, and it'll never happen. So I'm wondering if somebody could just do the first 15 minutes of this game over and over again, saying that they're going to speedrun it, and then just die like 7 different ways so that the stream's about 1 hour and 45 minutes, and then just loop it. Sounds like the lamest thing ever. But you know, we don't do whatever we do strictly for the views. I could go on Google right now and be like, what thing is going to get me the most people to watch my stream? I'm not like that. Very niche. You're finding a very small community that's, when it grows to a bigger community, will still be tight-knit because we cultivated it that way. We want everybody to be cool and chill and enjoy the things that they enjoy without any judgment and in a really cool, you know, relaxed type of way. You know, speedrunning communities especially is very, in certain ways, very gatekeepy, and in certain aspects where, you know, it's very much like secrets and all this other stuff, and just like, we're very accessible here, very chill. If we know how to do something, we're going to tell you how to do it or show you how to do it if you want to know, because there's just no reason. Just like, this isn't like the 80s. We don't have to like hide how we do things so that we can keep records and secrets and stuff. It's like full transparency here. But like, you know, it makes me sad when I see like we had 15 people on stream and then I died and then like it dropped back down to like 7. It's just like, so what were you expecting? Were you expecting this to be perfect every time? There's times I turn it on and I can just run it on the first try, get bomb drop on the first try, and it's beautiful. And there's other times where it's like, I'll get a good run in 4 hours and it's like pulling teeth. So, if you're here to celebrate The Legend of Zelda, you're in the right place. Love for all things Zelda. And even, I guess, even Skyward Sword, I guess. Even though I've never really gave it a serious go, so I don't have to anybody else's opinion about how bad that is, other than the communal opinion that's been formed by the internets. That's why I don't think I would ever run 16 star for the channel. Would I run 16 star privately and record a video and upload it possibly if I felt like eventually it was good enough? Maybe, but I don't feel like I would want to run it live. That's why I have a lot of respect for Braden running it live. It's a lot of stress. 44. I am 44 years old. I was born in 1981. Such a great year for video games and stuff. Pac-Man fever, baby. Nice, born in 94, sweet. Let's try not to perish here. That's pretty much a way better line. 85 here, slime girl. Slime fan girl. Slime fan, slime. Man, people got to see a different side of us yesterday, though, with the frustration on some of those games. Hopefully people weren't off-put, but I mean, we're real here. We are real here. We'll take this. I mean, yes, have we exited out at 6 minutes before? Yeah, but 10... Katie? I will call you Katie. Hell yeah, that's super easy. Appreciate you, Katie. That's an anime, though, that somebody told me I needed to watch, like, reincarnated as a slime or whatever. Whew. Clocks. We's getting some clocks. I really like getting the note from my mom for her secrets here by like 7 minutes. What's going on, the Mega Man? It's going. It's going. We're back to Zelda. Mario Day was successful, regardless of how much it was pulling teeth. We completed Mario 1, 2, 3, 6 golden coins, and what? Mario World, all the levels, in about 13 and a half hours. You know, and there was issues, obviously, with the couple of the runs areas, especially Iceland in Mario 3, and freaking the castle in War, and, you know, 6 golden coins. But besides that, you know, got about 1,000 views across all of those, gained about 10 subs, and what else was notable? About 45 likes across those 5 videos, so, you know, pretty successful day. Is it like Hades 2 numbers? No, but, you know, there's people that just don't care about Mario, and there's people that are sick of seeing it, and then there's a lot of people doing it, so... the community that hung out with us during those streams, you guys were very awesome. And it was really fun to spend the day with you guys talking about Mario and playing some Mario games. So next year when we do it, we will definitely do more of the 3D ones, maybe some of the more of the sports ones, try to switch it up, since we did those 5 main ones. But it was a lot of fun. So now, but we're back to the Zelda runs. Quest for sub 44, which is basically trying to beat the game in under 44 minutes, which is not what's the title header. The title header is just to make it reasonable for people to know what their expectations should be, which is sub 50. You know, sub 50 means I've gotten past the part, you know, where things went wrong. So. Ride the Forbidden Pony. You played 14 Mario games? Hell yeah, 2 mops. That's what's up. Not everybody agrees with your life choice, but I respect everybody's life choices as long as they're not hurting other people and they're not trying to make other people's lives horrible. We got our sub 10-minute blue ring, which child Brian would be like, what the hell? We got the blue ring in 10 minutes? Yeah, we did. Just to make our lives easier, we're going here, and again, if you don't know, if you go in and out of the menu real quick, you'll skip some parts usually. If anything else, it'll make it so that the ring that usually just sits here and dorks around forever at the end doesn't. It'll just, you know, go through like twice, maybe once or twice the animation cycle, and then go away, as opposed to continuing to stay on the screen. Oh, word. No, I'm completely supportive. I don't give a shit what anybody else thinks. Those people can go suck an egg. Do 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 do. Wow. Boom, boom. In fact, I've booted somebody from my community for not being supportive. I'll just be like that. I'll just tell you like that. They made some off-cuff jokes that they thought were going to land here, and they didn't, and I gave them a timeout, and then they tried that shit again, and it didn't again, and then they were gone. And they were people that hung out all the time, and all of a sudden I just didn't know that they weren't... It's not that they weren't supportive, they just thought, again, that they were going to make some stupid jokes. I'm just like, no, it's not the place for that here, buddy. Not the place for that, cha. Let's see. You can do... Yeah, I can do a Sonic 1 stream closer to its anniversary. I can do a Sonic 1 stream this week. I could do a Sonic 1 stream today. I could. Hey, what's going on, Charlie? Appreciate you. Well, unfortunately, when you were younger, the society was a lot less acceptant, and society keeps deciding it wants to wafer and go ping-pong and back and forth with how acceptant it is now, so life is short, live your dreams, and it makes no sense to hesitate. Like, I mean, I know it's not the same at all, but, like, you know, me and Braden talked about wanting to be a YouTuber for 6 years before we started the channel. I thought, man, what would happen if we would have had, like, you know, we'd be on year 10, you know what I mean? But it doesn't mean, you know, that it would be right at the time or whatever, and, you know, he was 12 when he started talking about it. I was like, okay, we really weren't going to start doing that then, you know? But 16, he was closer to being of age, and even then he was just apprehensive about it. But, like, that was his dream, and he just, like, kind of was like, thought he couldn't do it forever. Yours is a lot more crazy as far as, like, society goes, as far as, like, a radical change. It doesn't mean it's crazy as, like, what you want to do or whatever. I think that it's one of those situations where, you know, depending on the current political climate, it seemed like there was more of a societal shift to be accepting and, you know, all that other, and then it kind of seems like it's been wavering. That's the safest way I'll say it. But I do know people in the community and everything else, and most people I know are living their best lives, but they do have to deal with a lot of stress about it societally, so I completely understand how when you were younger it was way worse. So congratulations for you to live your truth and all that other stuff, and yeah, regardless of anything else, we respect people's lifestyle choices here as long as they hurt nobody, or, you know, don't do any damage to any type of people in any type of way, manipulate people, hurt people, or any of that stuff. So that's what I'll say is about that, Katie. So appreciate you for being a fan. Yep. And again, that's how not political we get, because I just don't want people just to be like, okay, you guys just, no, I'm not political at all. I just, you know, we're just adjusting that, and, you know, whatever. Boop, 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 boop. Slimes. Sonic 3, huh? Sonic 3, did you hear, everybody know the story of Sonic 3? Like, that it's not really, like, it wasn't really finished. They had to, like, ship it anyways. And Sonic and Knuckles only exist because they made a promotional deal with McDonald's to make freaking toys. They had to have the toys out, but the toys were already made or whatever, so they had to freaking ship Sonic 3 half done so that they could have, you know, the game out to correlate with the toys that they made for Happy Meals, and then they made Sonic and Knuckles so that you could play the other half of your game. Does anybody know that? Hey Tech, when are we getting more Super Mario Land 2? Oh man. Man, dude. Well, basically, after all that at the end, I just like pulled up our old video from a couple years ago, and I showed Braden how we did it then, because it was the same situation. Like, I played Wario Land, our 6 golden coins or whatever, a couple months ago. I don't remember why, and I just beat it on a whim. And I mean, it didn't take 4 hours, but it's because, like, I don't know, I was either in the zone or I kind of figured out the physics, so by the weight of getting to the end, I kind of had a good idea about when it was a light tap jump versus like a heavy jump and all that other stuff. And since Braden played the whole thing, like, I was really no help, like, to try to help him to the end part, other than like, hey, here's the video of what we did before. And then he saw that, he's like, oh yeah, you can stand on that throne. I'm like, yeah. I think that was the difference maker, because the other two phases are not nearly as difficult as that first phase, and the most difficult aspect of that whole thing is just getting through the damn thing. It's so stupid, though. That's why, like, I didn't mind to do it, like, really, because I realized that. I don't know, but it's nothing personal against him. He wanted the personal pride of being able to do it for himself, and I had ran all the other games completely myself, so, like, we didn't end up handing it off, so there wasn't, like, that even pressure distribution, so he went in there just dry, just not having that same, you know, he had to just weather through the whole thing by himself for the first time in a long time, and it's just, it's hard. It was hard to watch for a while, and I felt for him. But yeah, I felt the same thing. I was, like, so happy that he got it done. At the end of the day, he got it done. I felt like that in Iced Land and Mario 3. It's just dumb. And then every time I play Mario 3 and go all the way through, I think I rant that same rant around the same time, because it's like the game is such a joy for 5.5 out of 8 levels. We ran out of bombs, so we have to do this. I hate doing this round out thing. But thanks for, I'll make sure he knows, you know, because I'll make sure he knows in a way where it's hopefully not going to, like, regress his trauma. Because it was pretty bad. I watched a bit of Super Mario World. It was at midnight. I had to go to bed. Hey, I ain't hating on it. Gotta go to bed, yeah. Gots to sleep. Gots to eat. That's what I wanted you to do. Thank you for doing that. That's the first time I tried not lining up the way I normally do, so... yeah, go get you some foods. Foods are good. And I appreciate you, Katie. I really do. Hopefully you know that. Do 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 do. So guys, I'm really not trying to let it get stuck in my craw, but somebody made some comment last night about on Super Mario World about it just looking, I don't know, what'd he say? Just something about it repulsive or something. Like the stretched aspect of the game looked like repulsive. Like, should I not be using that upscaler and using it to play Super Nintendo on Super Nintendo hardware, or is that, I mean, because that's what I'm planning on actually getting more stuff. Good evening, Dre. I'm planning on actually getting more games to play on it like that, but I mean, if people are going to be, like, today is like the Chrono Trigger anniversary, so I was going to play some Chrono Trigger. People are going to be like, oh, it looks gross. Like, is it okay because it's an RPG? Like, what's the statute of limitations for acceptance here? Like, am I supposed to own the things on original stuff and then not play them with that because people are gonna be like it's ugly? Or does everybody have to fucking afford like a retro tink in order to be able to play older stuff? Like, because I'll get one if that's what I have to do. It's just stupid. But I mean, like, I have high desire to do a lot of older Super Nintendo content on original hardware, so if that's the only way that's going to be salvageable, then I guess that's what we do. Repugnant, was it the word? Repugnant. Yeah. Oh, why did I do that? Why did you do that? Yeah, I'm not. It just was it was just like my daughter literally said this. Like she made a post during one. She likes to make videos, and I'm very encouraging of that. You know, want everybody to do what they want to do, and you know, she made a video about how it takes more time to leave a negative comment than just to scroll on. I'm like, hell yeah, that's true. Repugnant. That's why it's stuck in my craw. That's a fucking heavy word. You're taking some serious time to say that. Fucking repugnant. And it's like, are you a fan? Or are you a hater? Because every fan can be a hater, but every hater is really a fan. You're taking the fucking time. You're taking the time to hang out. You're taking the time to engage. You're just a secret fan. I'm not trying to convert you in any way. If you're a hater, I don't even really want you here. I've tried my best in my life to stop hate watching people. Like, I had to take the time to realize whether or not I was watching them because I really enjoyed their content, or I was watching them because I wanted to learn something, or I was watching them because, like, I was jealous. And you can get jealous. You know, play Chrono Trigger the way you want. Who cares what the repugnant guy thinks? I'm half sure. I'm semi-sure. I'm more frustrated to use the word repugnant than anything. Love you, Charlie, calling me out. Clearly, I don't know the correct definition of that. Four hearts! Yes! I knew there was a reason I got that there, potion. I appreciate the support 110%. Like, I'm trying to get Secret of Evermore. I've always wanted to beat that game. I've always wanted to get past the part where you do the trading stuff. I've really, now that I have a dog, like the way that I feel about Chief, I'm like, yeah, I want a freaking boy and his dog tail. I love Secret of Mana. I've beaten that. I know it's not the same, but it's got the same ring system, so I don't know. But I don't want to spend the money on it if it's going to be just for me. Because I don't know, I have a lot of stuff that could be just for me. See, a playthrough is worth it just to get through and do stuff like that. Get yourself in fighting trim to do better playthroughs, you know, with your sword play and stuff. You're just... you have to get loose sometimes on these fights. Depends on what type of fighter you are. Are you a half-tile fighter, a full-tile fighter? Are you a bomb user? Oh god, why'd I do that? Why'd I shoot that? Why'd I shoot that into the door? He's either gonna be just draw directly towards you or listening to the left or right. You just have to respond quickly or you will not get that shot in before he closes his eye. Come up here, Chiefers. Chief has joined the chat. Tell everybody hi, Chief. No? Oh, did you hear that groan? Maybe. Hopefully we don't lose stream. Powers, there's a kind of a storm a-brewing. You can hear the rumblings. I know, that's why you don't like it, huh? You don't know Chief's the full-blooded Siberian Husky. He's kind of our mascot. He's the one that if you have a membership, you can drop the emojis with him in it. He's also what's featured on our merch. When you do well, if you have a green name, you can drop Chiefs in chat. Block clip. Please like and subscribe for more block clips. We're still getting a sub 30 recorder, which is good if you're trying to get the sub 50-minute time. You're on good pace. Am I on excellent pace? I'm on alright pace. I'm having a good time with my chat, and hopefully you're having a great day if you're new to the channel. You are in the right place to hang out with some cool people. Let me go! Let me go! Do you have a game that you consider great despite the flaws it has? A game that's great despite how the flaws. Yeah, I mean, definitely Friday the 13th. That's an easy example. It was developed by Rare. I mean, Rare's the people that make the Persona games that everybody loves, you know. So they had to cut their teeth somewhere, and Rare did a really good job of trying to make a fleshed-out experience for what they had to work with. The problem is it doesn't explain itself well, and some of the hints are just downright wrong. And you know, so I just remember I didn't understand it at all really when I was a kid. Yeah, head pass for the chief. Friday the 13th, yeah. Got a half coyote, half shepherd. I bet it is a handful. Oof. Yeah, Rare made some stuff, and what was the other one? Rare, and who else? Who else made some stuff? I'm trying to think who made, I think Rare made RC Pro-Am, too. Which RC Pro-Am is a really good game. Like if I try my best to predict where the lava bubbles will be, there's no way they'll be there. There's just no way. This is a bad room. Get the hell out of here! That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. You guys excited for that GoldenEye game that's coming out? Is that like First Light or something? I'm not sure. I don't need those. Why'd I do that? I'm not gonna get 35, what, 45 more, so I don't know why I'm doing that. Yeah. Beautiful. Deleted. Two, 3, 4, 5. I'd love to know the rhyme or reason as to why that guy gets stuck. He gets stuck kind of like the same way as the spawn for like the enemy. Or the moblins that give you the money in the caves or the bushes, and sometimes they'll just get stuck and they won't spawn. I don't know. Mega Man got a Sheltie. Made the guy's life comfortable. Give me Bomba. Bomba. No Bomba? No problem. Bomba. Okay then. That's crazy. That's a lot of rupees. Nope, you're not even a blue enemy, so don't have to worry about that. You. You. Do 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 do. Well, that's all the opportunities. Now we're back in Crapville with this. It's okay. Warm-up game. Warm-up game. Boom. Hey, let's do it again. Yeah. You know what? I don't know what, but they know what. Sword phase. Really just wanted to make this fight a little bit more difficult on me. Ah! Why? Like, just why? Why today? Why today, guys? Why? Bat. You guys are mean. You guys are saying hurtful things. It makes me sad. I don't like it. Because it's raining. I'm gonna chomp on this chocolate bar for a second. You guys want to see this dub? Like, I feel like I should put a poll up though. Let's put a poll up though, real quick. Let's see here. Engage with your audience. Start a poll. Now, obviously, I haven't beat the damn thing yet, so... But this is saying afterwards. Giving you a vote in a moment to do so before I get ready for this next run, before we actually get one in. Alright, pole be pulling. It's funny, when I took Chief on his walk the other day, that's in the community post, past a basketball court and some kids were playing, which is awesome. They just put this up locally, which is really cool. As long as everybody doesn't fuck with it, you know, which tends to happen sometimes because people are haters. But I digress. But we passed them. I said, you know, guys, there's no rule in the book that says that Chief can't play basketball. And they just looked at me, and one person laughed. So it's funny that one person got the reference, but it's just like, and then, but he's like, okay. I'm like, oh man, Chief can't play basketball. The pole was kind of like a playful version of the Ninja Turtles, you know, when somebody gets killed. Well, they don't get killed. It says, Leonardo got caught. Who fights next? But, you know, it's not as funny because Ganon hasn't been caught today yet. So, let's get it done. Gleeok number 2 likes to f with me a lot. So, you know. Yeah, I was pulling an Air Bud reference. Yes. It was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. Chief would have went in there and played basketball. Nice. Excuse me. Come on. Come on. Come on. Just so you know, if it's a tie, I'm going to pick something that's not even on the list. Yeah. They would have made the sequel. The dog's talking it ruined for me, yep. So if I want to see an animal movie where the animals are going to talk, I'll watch Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey. It was such an incredible journey. That was a favorable bump. Yeah, it's gonna end up being like something dumb too, like Skate or Die 2. In case you guys are trying to make it tie on purpose. Warning, not guaranteed to be Skate or Die 2. Could be roller games. Come on. Oh, sick. Caveman games. Yeah. Could be caveman games. Caveman games. That game is fun to play with some people, though. I just remember the first time I saw the mate toss, I'm like, that is nuts. I think it's probably because I saw the commercial. It's like, mate toss? What? The best was either the fire starting in their or the clubbing. Well, it almost got the 7-minute letter. Oh, so it'll still happen this week, and it just might not happen today. What I mean, if you just haven't figured out, those are all things I've been thinking about playing. So like, I won't put anything up there I'm not willing to do. So if it's up there and it doesn't make it today, I just figured since you guys have been a great community and started like coming together and like engaging more together, like on the daily, it just seems fair to give you an opportunity to help me decide what I'm going to do next if I have the, you know, the plot, you know, the play with the schedule to let you have an opportunity to help with that. So plus it makes it more fun for me to know that you want to engage in that stuff. Can't do that. Look at all that time I wasted. Don't turn around and then kick me because it's freaking raining outside, dude. I didn't do that. I didn't make it rain. I know you hate that. I only stand in certain places because there's times I'll get sword swipes there and it'll register, and then like there's other times I'll stand there and I can't get the register. So if looks like I'm just like getting hit around, it's because I'm trying to get like that whole risk reward damage and both ends, damage for me but damage for them as well. And sometimes it's worth it to get a twofer in those situations, but then other times if it doesn't hit, then I get hit by two people and I get no damage in. So it's risk reward. You'll especially see me do that in groups of blue dark nuts, and you'll see it to great success, and then you'll also see it to my detriment. So it just depends. And yes, Sonic 1 is an absolute classic. Ooh, let me in. showed me was what. Oh, I'm definitely playing Friday the 13th as Friday the 13th. Definitely doing that. 100%. No worries about that, Katie. Well, you really want to have 3 bombs, you know, in reserve, so that you'd have 1 when you're in the dungeon previous. But I used 1 for damage, and I shouldn't have. Now I have to kill these guys and not use the bomb here. But instead route 2 rooms. So I lose about 10 seconds at least. About 10 seconds. But if that would have yielded bombs, then I would have paid off, but it did not. We did save 2 seconds by the guy being in the middle of the room. You know what? This run is going great. Why are you kicky? I'm not even touching you, man. I didn't get my favorite move. I didn't get the block clip. It's okay though. Something fun's gonna happen in this run. I just can feel it in my bones. Maybe it's because you guys have the freaking Simpsons winning the poll for some reason. No time for love, Dr. Jones. Alright, Dre, thank you so much for hanging out, man. It's good, always good seeing you. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I don't know what that was for. What do I do? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh man. Oh man. Oh gosh. Ouch. Ouch. Don't apologize. It's all good. Fearing that my bomb drops are gonna be kind of poopy now because I got as many as I did, and like they all kind of like still need to come after this dungeon. course. Deleted. Now we should be good because we have 8 going into this dungeon, which is spectacular. Minute entry and it just didn't happen. I made some pathing errors, I made some menuing errors, I had some tactical errors. Getting a little beat up. I hear somebody upstairs on a phone call, and it's just absolutely unnerving at this point. Somebody's micromanaging somebody else's time, and it's just like, dude, I just don't want to keep hearing it. It's really distracting. It went from I was doing okay to I'm just trying to get it in now. It's been like pulling teeth. I took one day off, and then the RNG today has just been poopy. God. It was like pulling teeth, but we got it. Jeez. Oh my god, I'm hoping the next one's not nearly like that. Yes, Matt, I did beat him this time. I'll do that next time. Next time I'll use the fire, and then I'll see if I can get Link's color to change in the end. Especially if it's not a PB run. Thanks, Katie, I appreciate that. Okay. This thing's looking like here. Let me get a couple more nibbles on this Choco Bar I got going on here. And we'll do one more before we move on to whatever's next for the day, which you guys are currently deciding. Which right now, what are we looking at? Looks like out of the 10 votes so far, half the people want Bart versus the Space Mutants because they hate me. You guys want to see me suffer? Oh my god. Are you guys gonna watch me get to the dinosaur boss and have a hard time finding his fucking hitbox? And then stumbling around the power plant for codes. So, if that's the case, you guys better have that information for me ahead of time. Because you don't make me pull up the PDF and looking at the freaking power plant and all that. Right? Why isn't there more votes for Pizza Cats? Why isn't there more votes for Pizza Cats? Alright. Alright. The ice cave. What are we talking about here? There's an ice cave in Link to the Past. There's an ice cave in Bart versus the World. Those are things that are possibly relative to what we're doing. I'm gonna hide this poll. Can't believe you guys. There's still time, guys. There's still time. The Sonic people should have to change the Pizza Cats people, or the Pizza Cats people have to change the Sonic people, and we can even it out. And if I said it was a tie, then I would pick something that's not on the poll. But it looks like there's a chance that we're doing freaking Bart versus the Space Mutants. Ugh. Alright guys, we're about to get started, but do you want to hear some of the games in the Switch collection that we could possibly play for the channel? These are just some of the games. We got Balatro, we got Monster Menu, The Scavenger's Cookbook, Dave the Diver, Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed, Gimmick Special Edition, got Lego Party, Luigi's Mansion 3, Ninja Gaiden, Ragebound. We played some Shadow Labyrinth. We got Stardew Valley. I don't know if that's a popular game to play for video game playing. Always got that Ash vs. Evil Dead and Halloween collection still. Usually just play that around Spooktober. Got that Tokoyo, the Tower of Perpetuity. The Space Invaders Forever. Got Cave Story Plus, which did not do well the last time I tried to run that. Super Mario 3D All-Stars Collection, so, you know, Galaxy and Sunshine are ones we don't run that often. We got the Capcom Fighting Collection 2, which has got, like, Power Stone 1 and 2 on it. It's got some fun gems on it. I was thinking about doing speedruns of the Rugrats Adventures in Gameland. We played that for the channel a little bit. Got the Hotline Miami Collection. Yeah, that's just some of them. I'm looking at like over half of them I didn't name, so we have lots of stuff to play. Lots of games. You guys are trying to make me play freaking Bart versus the Space Mutants is what they want. Crazy sauce. Crazy sauce for your crazy bread. Huh. It's gonna go. The double cycle means it's good luck. I mean, hell, you know, the Nintendo Switch 2, what about that, you know? We play more Hades 2 on that than anything for the channel, and just like I just was so excited about this system, and it's just a Switch Pro, and they just didn't call it that. They should have just called it the Professional Switch, the Switch Professional, or the Super Nintendo Switch. Because, like, it's got more processing power, but it's like a clown computer with no games on it. You ain't got no games on it. If you wonder why I'm not doing the up and A method, it's because if I ever want to submit these times, there's a category with no up A, and that's what I'm doing. time got screwed up. I had to stop by and get that money. Hey, how we doing? Thank you for watching from Sweden. That's awesome. Porky, really appreciate your... Yeah. Thank you. Good luck with the run. I appreciate that. It's going pretty good. We were alright until we didn't get enough money to get the full stash. So we had to go stop by our little friend there on the side and get the tenner, which we never really do, but, you know, keeping the run going. Definitely always appreciate the GLs. Hopefully you're subbed up, Corky. And anybody else that's watching, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit the 4,000 subscribers by the end of April, which will be 4 years on YouTube for us. So figure 4 years, 4,000 subs. That's a good way to get closer to that 5,000 subs where YouTube starts really giving you some heavy promotion, and we can't wait for that to happen because we're ready for it. We had over 2,100 videos on the channel, over 1.85 million views across all of our content. And you know, out of the 4 years that we've been almost registered, it's only 3 years we've been creating content, so you know, that's pretty awesome for us. And we're just getting started, so everybody hanging out, we really appreciate your support. Like I've said before, if you guys just are hanging out and you hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit the notifications so you know when we go live with more stuff. All that stuff is free ways to support the channel, and if you do feel so inclined, you could do other things like super chats, super stickers, and you can also donate memberships, which help out and get a membership as well, which we have a couple different tiers, so it just helps out. Different ways to give us money every month to help pay for more video games, to stream for you guys, and feed us and internets and stuff like that, you know, and all that stuff. So definitely appreciate all of the support, guys. You did your part? Heck yeah. I did my part. I did my part. Well, thank you for doing your part. Thank you for that, Bomba. We're maybe 20 seconds or so behind some pace that we set before, maybe 30 seconds, but I think it's all manageable. I wouldn't say it's unmanageable at all to get a sub 45-minute run here. We're going to be looking at late game bomb drops as some of our main adversaries, so it is what it is. We just let it ride. We let it ride. Yeah. But if you did so, feel so inclined just to try to generate 4 bombs for yourself, you could do it in this room. Killing all of those orange dark nuts will yield that for you. Why did I do that? Who knows? Who knows? That was dumb. Bad menuing. And we paid the price. But we recovered quickly. We recovered quickly. Good stuff. I don't even know why I switched it to that still. I don't even know why I still felt like for 2 times thought I need to be on Candle. I made sure it happened though. Made sure it happened. I still don't know the optimum way for this sequence. I mean, I should count screens, right? Like, how many screens am I going if I get the money first? How many screens am I going if I get the money first, then the candle? How many, I mean, is it really, should I just come over here, go straight to 3, and then go straight to bush and straight to meat that way? I mean, it probably makes the most sense, and I don't know why I don't do that. But my brain has to unwire old habits in order to make, you know, new pathways for a new one, so... But I do know that I do not need to be on Candle, but here we are. I'll switch down. That was painless. Menuing is my nightmare in Friday the 13th runs right now, because that's where I can save the most time. Menuing and, you know, proccing spawns in specific ways. Boop, boop, boop. Made a Penn Station pizza run. Gas station pizza run. Nom nom nom. Nothing wrong with gas station pizza once in a while. $69 dudes. Revenge for other me. Yeah. You needs it. I mean, unless you know how to scroll, and then you needed to get across a couple of things. The only thing I can do is try to find screens that I don't have to go to. That was the first thing I did. I had to find out, like, what paths was I going to get keys I didn't need, what doors was I opening that I didn't need to open, what was the minimum amount of doors that I could open, what could I definitely bomb instead of, you know, have to, like, bomb around instead of using keys, stuff like that. That's where the first amount of time is really saved. Getting money from sources and finding ways to conveniently get to those sources that are not out of the way, versus like going around and grinding enemies for money. But there's like, you have to have the ladder to get through a couple of the stages, and then also it makes it go faster for traversal. There's a couple places where, because you have it, you don't have to wind around the room, so it's definitely worth it for that. Alone, almost. That was awesome. It's like there's a room full of enemies, and then there's none. Like in this instance. Like, it would have took me a long time to get over there to him. Man, I really wish they'd stop arguing upstairs. It's really messing the flow of my game up. I keep trying to, like, not think of this argument that's going on. And then they just keep arguing over stupid shit. You can get cabin fever being in the house all the time. I don't, but I mean you can. How is Chief? Chief is depressed because it's raining. So he's mopey. He's in mope mode. Mopey Mania Chiefos. Well, we're a little bit late, but we're catching up. Closer to goal. Man, that's awesome. You throw the pup in the pickup. That's cool. You guys suck. I'm telling you what. Okay, you redeemed yourself a bit. It's the only reason why we were committed to the bit. I don't know about you, chat, but what was up with that gray screen? That was crazy. Well, thank you, EFJ, for that compliment. Sorry about being off mic. I was dealing with some crap. I have to go out in the rain and get some groceries. I just couldn't get a straight answer of what I needed to be doing, but I kept hearing my name being tossed around. I'm like, okay. So I had to make a phone call and figure that all out, and that probably has made this time worse than what it would be, but it's okay. I digress. We do what we can. That's not good. Thanks for that. Thanks for that bump. That just made it so I put the freaking bomb down at the wrong spot. Oh, dumb. Well, that was almost bad. Well, there's more votes. This might be the most successful poll of all time. Which, it's whatever. Thank you so much for engaging. actually excellent, because that's all we need. When you have 8 going into 8, and as long as you only use the 2 you need to use, then you can exit 8 and go straight to 9. So that is phenomenal. That's where we want to be. There's one. Alright, looks like we're pretty safe from getting obliterated. I don't know, I got beat up a little bit there. Try to get that fairy. Well, if they want to hang out there, then they hang out there, because there's nothing you can do about it. But it just cuts down the amount of time that you have to wait after the jingle if you're recovering hearts. Well, it's about even. It's about even. Alright. No, as long as we play our cards right, there's no reason why we shouldn't be entering level 9 in under 40 minutes, which was always the goal if you're trying to get close to the times I'm trying to get to. Love those symmetrical moblins there. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. This is where your screen scrollers are going to be getting the most of their time, because you can just ba-boom, ba-boom, and every screen you're saving like 4 seconds. I don't care. I'm not jealous. I do my own thing. Oof. 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 Double oof. It's like oof and oof junior. And oof at night. Don't forget oof at night. I almost misused that bomb. Almost. I stopped setting it up like that is why I was messing it up. I need to just keep setting it up the way I was setting it up. That's helping me get my spacing. Ooh, 3 hits. See, I would not be considering that a good room to do the breakfast room stuff or whatever. Even if I can reload a couple of them, because of that. Bastard. I was really considering trying to block clip through. But bully block, I guess I'd call it a bully block clip, where I just know I'm going to probably get hit, but if I have every frame perfect, then I wouldn't. That's it, that's all the bombs I can use. I don't know what my best silver arrow time is, but we'll call that 42:20. If I'm gonna potion, it's gonna be now. I wasn't gonna potion at all, but if I'm gonna potion at all, it's now. Sorry, that's just the way it is. It just makes more sense to get it in now than if not at all. But now I know I got it, and it's gonna be just riding this health through the rest of it. But my ultimate PB will not be using a potion at all, you know? It's just gotta be freaking King of Kings. Like the Captain Crunch there. You know, Admiral Magellan Crunch. Yeah, there's no difference between trying to get through and not trying to get through as far as like how you play it. Alright, I said I was gonna do this, so... Woo! Sorry it was not sub 45, but I said I was gonna do that. It's sick. That one was just for, yeah, that was just for, getting the fire. Who said you can get fire for fire? Thanks, Quirky. Appreciate the GG. Yeah, that's for Matt for saying in the end you can use Flame to fight Flame to rescue Zelda, and then we get the blue link at the end. Alright, I am gonna have to call it. We're gonna go ahead and see who won the poll. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, Bart versus the Space Mutants. Who voted for Rotwood? Because we're gonna play that at some point, so don't count that out. But man, Bart versus the Space Mutants. I guess, yeah. Wow. Well, thank you guys. Thank you everybody that hung out. Let's go ahead and go down the roll call here. All the way at the very top. Thanks to Gordon Shep. Appreciate you to Katie. AKA Slime Fangirl. Appreciate you to 2mops420 as always, one of our awesome members. Really appreciate you, 2mops, when you hang out. Always a good guy. Let's see. Thank you to the Mega Man 91965. Appreciate you, Charlie Zulu Oscar. Really love hanging out and giving me some support. Thank you very much. To Tech Guy. We will be running Friday the 13th here this evening, so it'll be this evening later, but I don't know exactly when. It may be in the AM, I'm not sure. Yeah. As well as Dre, one of our wonderful mods and one of my speedrunning buds, and amazing guy. Really appreciate him. Who else hung out today? Let's see. As well as the Matt Shetler, who gave us the suggestion with the using the candle to extinguish the flame at the end, which would made us the blue Mega Mans. And yeah, let's see, my bits. Bat, yeah, Bat. Always knowing when I'm about to eat it to Gleeok, which seems to be one of my late game nemesis. Always appreciate being honest with me. Thank you very much to Strange Axel. Oh, I love that you love Samurai Pizza Cats too, so you know something's gonna be happening with that soon. Especially the fact that the IP's being messed with this year, and they're gonna release a new game. I can't wait for that. Hopefully it does not get delayed. And our friend from Sweden, Quarky, thank you very much. Really appreciate you. EFJ, thank you for coming at the end, and I'm glad that you're always amazed at the runs. I'm very pleased to have everybody here. Until next time, it's Brian, aka Pops from the Vid-Bits. Good gains, good goals, and good RNG. We'll see you on the next one.